Hi everybody, it's day 3 of 30 of 30 Days of Gratitude Challenge, and I'm today going to introduce the messages of the Masters who I am very grateful for. You can join me by posting one thing you are grateful for today below this video. Yeah, today I'm grateful for the messages of the Masters on the topic of reality and the unreality of the world, because there's lots of confusion in religious systems, but these masters bring clarity. Hey Christina. So one of these masters, one of my favorite, is Ramana, who finally made sense, made it all make sense. You've probably heard in many places different ideas that the world is unreal, that it's an illusion. Of course, in Miracles talks about this. And Ramana said it brilliantly. Basically, hey Jerry, hey Paula. Basically, Rama said, the world seen as the world is unreal. The world seen as the self is real. This resolves a lot of issues. Hi Joseph. Hey Jan. I'm grateful for you too. Hey Lee. Boy, busy place today. Hi Patricia. Just say hello to everybody as they come in before I continue diving into day 3 of 30 Days of Gratitude, a challenge I invite you to participate in with me. I'm going to be doing this right through the new year. I'm going to ring you through into January, every day, 30 days. Hello. Hi Delia. I'm going to be posting one of these, and what I've decided to do, make it really good, is to start presenting the messages of the Masters, which is something that's been on my mind for quite some time. Most of these Masters are, well, I think all of them are dead, but we'll see if I find any living ones that I want to quote. So the reality and the unreality of the world, lots of confusion around that, but the way Ramana said it was, the world seen as the world is unreal, and the world seen as the self is real. He also said the self is only one. Do you feel hurt if you blame yourself or scorn yourself for your errors? Not the same as when, someone else does it right. But if you hold the self, there is no second person to scorn you. That's what he said. When you see the world, you have lost hold of the self. And on the contrary, hold on to the self and the world will not appear. Now, Shankara was another master, a 9th century sage and philosopher, and he made Advaita Vedanta, which is non-duality, popular. But people criticized his views of the illusion, otherwise called Maya, without really understanding him. And he and non-duality say that Brahman, which is the absolute, the Godhead you could say, is real, and the universe is unreal, and Brahman is the universe. That sounds like a riddle, doesn't it? But it quite explains everything. Hi Steve. This is day 3 of 30 days of gratitude, love, and joy for spiritual seekers. And I invite you to share something you're grateful for below this video. Back to Shankara. So I'll say it again. Brahman is real. The universe is unreal. And Brahman is the universe. So basically saying the same thing Ramana did was that the universe, as the universe, is unreal. But the universe is Brahman and therefore real. So what is the universe as the universe? That is something that is other than you, is it not? There's you and something called the universe, as if you are separate and apart from the universe. So he did not stop at the second, because the third explains the other two. This signifies that the universe is real if perceived as the self, and unreal if perceived apart from the self. Hence, Maya, or the illusion, and reality are one and the same. In the same way that a snake and a rope are one and the same, but the snake is unreal. As the rope, the snake is real. It has a reality. There's a base of reality to it. Hi, Rick. But in the ultimate sense, the snake is unreal, except as the rope. And that's what an illusion is. An illusion is something appearing as something else. Something appearing as something else. A Course in Miracles quote says, "Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists." Hi, Isha. Nothing real can be threatened, and nothing unreal exists. Therefore, nothing can be threatened. And herein lies the peace of God. And the other quote I like about A Course in Miracles, which touches on this concept, is, "Into eternity, where all is one, there crept a tiny mad idea, at which the Son of God remembered not to laugh." You know, when you have an idea and you know that it's unreal, it's very funny, and you just laugh at it, and it doesn't ever appear to be real. Like the snake and the rope, you have the idea there is a snake, and it appears to be real. If it's not questioned, and if it's not seen to be false and laughed at, which is what we do. Once we were scared by something and we realize there's nothing there to be scared of, we laugh at it. Then it appears real if you don't laugh at it. Hey, Jasmine. So, these are all pointing to the same thing. We're all talking about illusions. What is illusion? When we say unreal, we don't mean there's not trees and water. Okay? But in the same way, we don't say there's not a rope, but we do say there's no snake if it's a rope. And so, doing this discerning, hi Jerry, doing this discerning and knowing the reality from the illusion is critical. And I am so grateful, because this is a point of contention that so many people argue about. Some people take it verbatim that this world is not real, which means that when you wake up, somehow this world, I don't know, poof, you wake up on another bed in another world or something. I don't know what they're thinking. I really don't know. But it's the same world. There is only the single reality. Hey, Ricky. There is only the same single reality, and that is not going to change. What changes is the illusion, the perception, the misperception, the error. And so you see the same thing, but you see it right. You see the real world. And Course in Miracles talks about the real world also. So those are, wow, am I ever grateful, especially for Ramana. It's very, very clear as to what are these people talking about when you talk about the world is not real. Let's not take it as the separated person, individual takes it to be a real thing. So if you take the separate world, the other than you world, to be a real thing, and you think that upon waking up something has to happen to you because it's not real, you retain your self, your separate self, but this other world that is not you, something must happen to hit. This is total nonsense. You and the world are one and the same. There is no difference, no division anywhere to be seen or found. And so waking up doesn't change the reality. It changes your perception of what reality is, of what is real. That's it. I am so grateful for that, because I tell you, it had me going for a while. After the direct seeing, I started to hear these things, and the world is unreal, but during the direct seeing, by God, I'd never known reality before. It is diamond hard, and real isn't real enough word for it. And then I heard people saying, this world is not real. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I don't know what you're talking about. Especially when I heard Ramana talk about it. So I had to investigate him thoroughly. What was he saying? What was he actually meaning? And go from there. And actually, very good timing, I'm going to go over to my friend Dan Millman's website, his Facebook page, actually, because he posted something, I think it was just today, touching on the same subject. Yeah, here it is. It's a quote from Bruce Gregory, who I think is a singer. And the quote goes, "No matter how convinced a Buddhist is that the world is an illusion, that Buddhist leaves a room by walking through a doorway rather than through a wall." Hi, Young. So what is that quote saying? What is that quote saying? It's speaking, so this man heard somewhere that the Buddhist, and a Buddhist, believes, and only Buddhists believe this apparently, that the world is an illusion. But he doesn't understand what illusion actually means, as I've been talking about for a few minutes. Hi, Jules. So my answer to that was, it's about the understanding of what illusion versus real means, and what we are calling the world, seen as separate and other than you. The world is an illusion. The separate world and the separate you are both illusions. Seen as the single same self, the world is real. This is not about walking through walls. It's like a rope seen as a snake is false, but the rope seen as a rope is real. The snake is in fact an illusion, and it is only a rope. It's not that there's no wall, but what is the wall? The separate world is in fact an illusion, and it is only the self. We say the self right now because your idea of yourself as separate is an illusion, instead of saying myself, yourself. And because it is the self of all illusory selves, so we can call it the self. When this truth is seen, just like when the rope is seen, you will see the world as it really is, yourself. Just like you see the truth of a rope as being what is real and not a snake. So, as they say, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water, and walk through open doors. And after enlightenment, chop wood, carry water, and walk through open doors. Silly nonsense. Half of our, more than half, almost all of our problems are objections to the fact of the one reality come from the wrong perspective. And so a question is asked that can't be answered because it's based on a false assumption to begin with. So the real, take it. What's your standard for what is real? If you take for what is real, your standard to be that which doesn't change, that which is eternal, then it can't come and it can't go. So, and it must be here and now. And so you must be able to know it here and now. And you're looking at it here and now, and it's not going to change when you wake up. Here and now is not going to change when you wake up. When you self-realize, just the illusion, the false, will dissolve as the real, just like the false snake will dissolve as the reality of the rope. That's it, that's all. It sounds simple, it sounds like not much, but I tell you, it is the end of all your suffering, of all your confusion. It's the cosmic joke revealed. It's like, oh my God, how could I have missed this? So, that's what I am grateful for today, and I'm going to bring a new gratitude every day, and I'm going to look to the wisdom of the sages gone by, going to bring them to life over these holidays. So I hope you join me once a day, not just watching, but in participating and recognizing that which you're grateful for. It will change your life. Thanks for joining me. That's Cindy Stevens, that's the name here, the spiritual facilitator who keeps it real. Until next time, you know what to do. Keep it real and enjoy yourself, because that's all there is.